Hi, I'm Sarah at the Central Citizens Library. I am the programs librarian here, and I do all of the community outreach and programs here at the library. And today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about books and reading with your little ones. I know that some people think, well, just reading to children is easy, but there's some tips and tricks that can go along with it. For the first 6 months of your child's life, the best books to have on hand are actually considered bath books. They're the vinyl rubber type that are squishy, they can chew on, they're waterproof, they can't really rip it, and they're more sturdy. You can also use board books, which are the cardboard pages. They love the fuzzy ones and anything that's tactile that they can feel, as well as chew on. So that's something to remember. When the kids are listening to you read at the first 6 months of life, it's not really about what you're reading. You can read to them anything you want. It's more about the rhythm and the tone that you use. If you wanted, you could read them the newspaper for the day, or even a recipe or something off your phone. It's just the closeness, the cuddling, and the tone that you use with them that makes them feel safe and secure. They also like to touch and feel, obviously, as they get bigger, but for the second 6 months of their life, so for 6 to 12 months, it's nice to have things that reflect their life. So books with babies in them. So if you live on a farm, a book with baby chickens would be great because they'll see these chickens outside. Something else that is super easy, of course, is books with mommy, daddy, pets, if you have pets, things that they can recognize as themselves. You know, baby in this book is also baby right here, is something that they can connect with. Once they hit about a year old, it's great to have books with characters and things that they recognize from outside of your home. So Thomas the Train is something maybe they watch on TV. So a Thomas the Train board book, still sturdy and strong, but something they recognize. And the great aspects of board books is a lot of times you can get them with flaps. This one has peekaboo flaps, and it's a much larger board book, but it's strong and sturdy just like the others. And they'll still be chewing on them, and they'll still try and rip them, and that's just the way that it is. But you can always work with them on be gentle with the book, you know, nice to the book, and we nicely turn pages, but don't be surprised if they still want to chew on it. It's something really nice to sit with them and have something they can play with while you hold them. It gives them that closeness and security. To work with vocabulary at this point, it's great to have books that rhyme and have repetition of sounds that maybe they can try and make as well. So Dr. Seuss is really good for this. Everything seems to rhyme, and in this instance, Mr. Brown and Can Moo. This book has great sound effects that you can read with the child. Buzz, and you can go buzz, and try and get them to make sounds as well. They may not completely understand the words that you're reading, but it's the interaction as well. You can start paper books like this that aren't board books when they're about 18 months old. You can try earlier, but it's really important when they're reading a paper book with you, of course, to teach them to be gentle with the pages and how to hold the book correctly and be nice to the book, and they'll show more respect to other things around them as well. When they're about 2 years old, they're going to ask you to reread books. You can do that, and I know that it's going to get to the point where they're going to say, read this book for the 10th time today. And as long as you can handle it, do that. It helps with the repetition of them hearing the words and seeing the words. And they might show some curiosity with letters and shapes at this point. And you can find those in the pictures, have them trace them with their fingers. It's going to be very much a discovery point at that age, but it's something that you can interact with them on. When they become 2 to 3 years old, they're going to start asking a lot of questions. Why book questions? And I encourage you to use books to find answers, but also you should ask them questions. Why does Mr. Brown have a cow? What sound does the cow make? Can you tell me where the bird is in this picture? Things that make them observe and look for something in the book, so they pay attention to the imagery. It helps with their language development as well. Once they're starting to show interest in letters, you can use the letters in the book to find letters from their name or different words that they maybe recognize or repeat quite a bit. So if you have a little boy whose name starts with an M, can you find the M on this page? Let's trace it with our finger. And things like that that interact and show them a visual of other things they're learning is great. When they get to be 3 years old and older, they can hold the book themselves. You don't have to supervise the pages quite as much, and it's great to continue that tracing and finding letters. And they may even show some interest in sounding out letters, like what sound does this letter make? Encourage them to do that. And if they don't at this age, that's okay. It's just something to keep them learning and developing those cognitive skills. Some of the favorites, of course, Mo Williams is always a favorite. So the Pigeon books, along with Elephant and Piggy, are always simple and fun. And these are words, simple words that you can work on them with. Don't try and teach them to read, but if they have an interest, these are simple ones that you guys can work on together. It's always great to have books with beautiful pictures in them to get their attention. It's very common to read books before bedtime, of course, but we encourage you to read all throughout the day. Whenever the child wants to sit, or if you need to sit with them in a doctor's office or something, we encourage you to bring a book with them. It'll be easier to contain them when they know that a book means that I sit on your lap and we follow along together. As kids get a little older, sometimes they want stories read to them, but these picture books are getting a little too easy for them or boring. We encourage you to take small chapter books and read them at night, or a chapter a day, or maybe you have a special time in the afternoon where you have a little bit of a break and you'll want to read the first chapter a day. And these little chapter books have pictures to keep their attention, but then when you read the story, it keeps them going. You may have to remind them a little bit about the story from the night before if they don't remember, but that's okay. And something else to keep in mind is audiobooks. So like this audiobook is actually for about a 4th grade reading level, but the kids love to listen to these in the car or on trips, and it keeps their mind going because they create an image in their mind of what they're hearing, but they don't have that picture image to tell them what they need to be seeing and imagery-wise. So then when you get to wherever you're going, or if you have a break in the story, you can ask them, so that story was about a rug. Can you tell me what color that rug was in your mind? And it keeps their attention and their creativity going. And it's always fun to do verbal storytelling with little ones. And the best thing is when you write down their story for them and then they draw a picture. You never know what the story is going to be about, and it's always fun. We encourage that as well. If you have any questions about books or what kind of books are right for your child's age level, come see us at the library. That's what we're here for. We have tons of books, and we have all different kinds of topics. So we hope to see you soon, and have a good day.